Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakakwadash. Shalakia. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutation to the hopefully elect, to Brother Azariah here with the Pittsburgh DMS camp. Go to this quick lesson, all right? And I'm entitled this lesson. More than likely, it's going to be the second wave is going to catch Jake like a flood, something to that effect. Okay, and Esau's second wave is underway. All right, the serpent is ready to strike. I may name it something like that. Okay, but either way, E is pushing his narrative, which we saw it coming from a mile away, man. We saw it coming from a mile away. E is using this reopening to push his propaganda of a second wave of COVID-19. Okay. And I'm gonna bring it out again from Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahweh power had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath the Most High said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. Okay. And so, the point is, the serpent, which the spirit of the serpent has been passed down into Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. The rulers of the planet Earth, chiefly you international bankers, starting with the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, DuPonts, Gettys, so on and so forth, all those elite banking families, those go back to the chief houses of Esau, the Amalekites, all right? Which, I'm not really versed in that, but I know that Amalekites are the chief tribe of Esau. Okay, so anyway, going back into it, man, okay, they're pushing their agenda, okay? Let me see. Let me see here. Give me a nation's currency. Yeah. Let's see. Boom. Okay, so the Rothschild's famous quotes. It says the actual quote, which is attributed to Mayor Amschel Rothschild, is permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not, Salaki, who makes its laws. Right. So if you have if you have the ability to issue and control the money of a nation, you can essentially control that nation. And the fact remains, and should bring to question the validity of the sanctity of this nation. Okay, let's get that word sanctity, since that's what came to mind to use in that particular situation. Okay. The sanctity of this nation, so that because this place gives the appearance of being holier than thou, or being some type of blessed nation, but at the end of the day, this place is a corporation. This place is a fake nation, as I saw the title of Brother Manata Zakba's video, the Elder Manata Zakba out there in South Carolina. His video, one of his video titles is "This is a Fake World," and when you understand that the Federal Reserve is a private entity, okay, you understand why. Okay, this place is run in secret. How can the Federal Reserve, which issues out the money, be a private institution and there not be a problem with it? Number one, it's a private institution. Number one, it's not a federal institution. It's, like I said, it's a private institution. Number two, okay, it issues out the money. It issues out the world's America's currency. Okay, so there should be some red flags pop up when you think about that situation. Okay, so let's see. So what am I talking about here? It's basically what we already thought, what we knew was coming, man. You see, cases are spiking in COVID-19 according to this devil, man. Let's play some of this. and you heard some of the things that they want to implement. Okay, stricter mask enforcement. Okay, case by case testing and so forth. Which they passed that bill HR 6666, which has set up the framework for funding for them to quarantine you at your house, to come to your house and force a vaccine, to force you to get tested, as we saw in that video with those foreigners where they were sent to go get tested. Okay, the framework is already laid for E to strike. Okay, the framework is laid for E to strike and become draconian, become more draconian. Okay, let's get this before I get this other precept. All right, so Revelation, I think it's 20. Let me just type it up here. Revelation 13 and 11 says, "And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon." Okay, and the two horns like a lamb represents a two-party system. Okay, and the two-party system seems harmless, like a lamb. It seems harmless. It seems like something that would actually be beneficial to the people. So, like, my mic was turned. It seems something that would be beneficial to the people. Okay, but in actuality, it's not. It's a two-party system that is it has a shared interest. Okay, they give you the appearance of choice and, oh, vote for me, and I'll do this and I'll do that. No, either way, the will of the elites will be done. Okay, regardless who ends up in the office. And so, and also that dragon goes back to those draconian laws. Okay, goes back to those draconian laws, which what's the word? America Babylon the Great is the mirror image of Rome. Okay, and Rome had very draconian laws, and there was a lot of similarities. Okay, taxation without representation. Okay, harsh taxation, forced taxation. And just certain draconian laws. They put out certain laws where if you don't keep them, then there's a harsh punishment. So that's how he speaks as a dragon. Okay, because in actuality, it's not for the people. It's for the people in charge. You see? So let me get this other precept. All right. Because going back to the people that's in charge, okay, they're not in the forefront. The average American, well, let me not say the average American, but a lot of Americans can quote to you the statistics of, okay, let's see here. Distribution of the world's wealth. A lot of people can quote this to you, right? All right, what is it? 1%. Yeah. Half of the world's net wealth belongs, which I always heard it was more than half of the world's wealth. I heard it was 90% of the world's wealth. Okay. Half the world's net wealth belongs to the top 1%. Top 10% of adults hold 85%, while the bottom 90% hold the remaining 15% of the world's total wealth. Top 30 of adults, blah, blah, blah. Man, it's much more skewed than that, okay? More than half of the 16.7 trillion in new wealth was in the U.S., which grew 8.5 trillion, but the wealth around the world is increasingly concentrated among those at the top. The top 1% now owns 50.1%, blah, blah, blah. Which you already know those numbers are not accurate. They own much more than that, okay? The scripture said they have more than heart could wish, okay? More than heart could wish. So, of course they're going to tell you that. But the top 1%, which are those elite banking families, they own majority of the world's wealth, okay? And they operate in secret. You can call people conspiracy theorists. You can do what you want. But at the end of the day, there are people who operate in secret. Even the scriptures tell us that. So let's get this. Psalm 64:1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Okay, so there's a secret counsel of who the Most High calls the wicked. Okay, which according to the scriptures, the wicked is synonymous with Esau, Edom. They are the border of wickedness. Okay. Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword, or sharpen their tongue like a sword, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Okay, so they form false narratives and they talk crap. You know, they lie against the children of Israel and they lie against the Lord. Verse 4, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Okay, so they slander against Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, and they slander against his elect, against his people. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? See? They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, privately. They say, who shall see them? This is what they do. You see? They get together. They have these councils. They have these Bilderberg groups. They have these councils of world leaders where they meet secretly at these hotels, which that's illegal. You're not supposed to. The world leaders are not supposed to meet anywhere secretly without telling people. Okay, but they do it anyway. Okay, and they decide what's going to happen in the world next. Okay, and those elite banking families are a part of those meetings. Verse 6: they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So they sit there and they ponder. They sit there and they ponder these different wicked things. How can they keep the people of Israel in the midst of sin? How can they kill them? How can they catch them in a trick bag, in a trap? Okay. But the Most High shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Okay. And so, you know, their own people are revealing their secret tactics and their secret narratives, and the truth is coming out about this. And so there's another video. I haven't watched this yet, but I'm gonna just click play on it because we already know. right, so you see, he's forming his narrative. With that, I turned my mic off there. Okay, so I can look up these precepts and not interrupt the clip. Okay, but you see, okay, the narrative is being pushed. All right, and there's so much misinformation. It's out there to confuse the people, man, to the point where people won't know what to believe. Only the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. Only the elect, only the believers are gonna know not to trust Esau and not to believe his narrative and not to worry, man. So let's get this first. Job 13. Okay. I'm gonna wrap it up. Job 13. Okay, verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. Okay, and Esau Edom is a forger of a lie, man. He's a forger of lies, and he represents the devil. He's the physical counterpart of Satan on the earth. And the scriptures tell us, okay, when speaking of Satan, it says he's the father of lies. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is the let me get it, because I'm butchering it. John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth. So Esau Edom was a murderer from the beginning. The spirit that's on him, okay, which is the spirit of the serpent, which brought death into the world by beguiling the woman into committing sin. Okay, that same spirit then passed on to Cain, which was the first murderer who killed his brother. And also the spirit of the serpent was the first liar, and Cain followed suit and lied as well. You see? Okay, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. There's no truth in these Edomites. They are all physicians of no value. They are forgers of lies, and they are all physicians of no value. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. You see? These Edomites are prone to lie. That's why the scriptures say, never trust thine enemy. And we're about to pull up this next precept, Psalms. Okay. Psalms 58. Another classic. Psalms 58:3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. So that poison, their wickedness and their lies, is like the poison of a serpent. When that poison gets into your body, it seeps in, it takes over your whole being, man. Goes through your nervous system and it breaks you down. Okay, and that's what these lies do, man. If you believe them, if you accept them into your system, okay, then these lies, these lies they push can break down your psyche, man. Can have you all messed up, They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, because they ain't trying to hear the truth. They ain't trying to hear that what they're doing is wicked. They don't care. Which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. You could be the best breakdown. We could break down the scripture so eloquently, but it don't matter. Esau Edom cannot learn righteousness. They will never change from being the wicked. Let's just end it off with this last one, which I believe is Ecclesiastes, Salaki for. I just, it took me a little nap, so I'm kind of just waking up. All right, so Ecclesiastes is, I think it's 27. See if I finally got this location right. Nope. All right. Thought I had it. I think it's at a 20 somewhere. Never trust. Oh, it's 12. Salaki. All right. Sirach 12. Okay. And 10. Now, yeah. And 10. Let's go to the full chapter. Never trust thine enemy. Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. You see? So never trust thine enemy, even though he come sweetly, acting like he gonna help you. Okay, acting like he gonna help you. It's gonna be like you done wipe them glasses off, player, and you can see clearly. Wait a minute now, this nigga full of shit. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place, neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. All right. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come near wild beasts? See, the scriptures link up perfectly, man. Okay, like you said, okay, their poison is like the poison of ass or poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder who stoppeth the ear, who will not hearken to charmers, charming never so wisely. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent? Who gonna pity you if you trying to? Oh, there's good in the white man. There's good in all humanity. I'm gonna change this so-called white man into a righteous being. And then something happened to your ass. Who told your ass? So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? For a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. He ain't gonna slow up. You see your nigga ass falling, he gonna hop on the opportunity, man. The enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. Oh, hi, I love you so much, Ranquisha. Oh, I love you, John. I love you, John. But in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. See, they'll act like it, you know. Black lives do matter. Oh my God, it's the injustices. I can't believe it. Justice for Floyd. Justice for George Floyd. But then meanwhile, Edomites, so-called white people, was the main ones looting, the main ones rioting, the main ones setting stuff on fire and throwing bricks and rocks and chasing people with machetes and instigating and so on and so forth. Y'all was the main ones doing it, you know, while all the while Black Lives Matter. Yeah, all right. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Who was at the scene first? Edomites. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And we've seen that all throughout the protests, man. You know, which I wasn't intending on speaking on that at all, but you know, that's mighty. Nothing happens by mistake. That's exactly what was going on during those protests. He would shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. That's a shame that happened to those niggers. I can't believe it. When all the while he was the one that helped bring your demise upon you, man. He was the one that helped bring the demise upon you. And now he's shaking his head and he can't believe it. He can't believe it. You see? But he knew all along, man. Anyway, you know, I don't want to drag it out too long. Let me get one more. Psalms 55 and 20. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Harakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopefully elect. Pray this lesson was edifying. With that, I want to say shalom.